If you've ever thought, if I can't do it all, what's the point? This episode is for you. Today, we are busting the wellness myth that says it's got to be all or nothing, because that's exactly the attitude that keeps too many of us feeling stressed. It holds us back and it makes us secretly feel like we're failing. Back to the Take Care Tips podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Antkowiak, the founder of Take Care Tips. And this is a podcast where we talk about real life wellness that actually works. I'm so excited to have you here today because this is an important topic for us and it fits in so well with what we talk about so many times in Take Care Tips, the idea that small wins equal big progress. So it's this small action that we can take on a daily basis, even in little minute or two chunks, that really does lead to big, positive, lasting results in our life. We don't need to do it perfectly. We won't be able to do it perfectly. And if we get into that all or nothing mindset, it is going to hold us back because we'll think, why do we even start? Right? Too much time involved with that. So, today we're going to talk about one of these sneaky lies in the wellness world, the idea that if you can't do it all, you shouldn't bother doing anything at all. The problem with this all or nothing thinking is that so many people have fallen into the trap of believing that real self care means, okay, 5 a.m. workouts, perfectly meal planned meals, and having everything all together, beautiful house, beautiful workouts, beautiful self. It's not that. When it's not possible to attain that, what do? We give up, we quit, we ghost our goals, and we think that we have failed again. And that is defeating. But here's the truth: the people who actually create lasting change don't do it all. They don't even try. What they do is something, anything. They start small and they stick with it. When we start small, when we make little goals, achievable, practical goals, we are able to reach those goals. And how do you feel when you start something and you succeed? You feel awesome. You want to do that again. That's the secret to all of this. And that is the way that we bust this all or nothing mentality. So let's think about 3 different wellness myths that we really need to let go of. The first one is exactly what we're talking about. If I can't do it all, it's not worth doing. Huge myth. Actually, small steps and completing those small steps are the things that create lasting change. Second myth, I'm too behind. It's too late. I've missed the boat on this. Says who is the way to bust that one. You're not behind. You're just starting now. So it's a fresh start, a new page of a new chapter in your new book. Think of it that way. You're not late. You're here at the perfect time to begin a new chapter, an exciting new chapter for yourself. And myth number 3, self-care has to look a certain way. No, your wellness is allowed to look like you, not somebody else's Pinterest board, not somebody else's Instagram feed. We've got to stop comparing. We've got to start to think about what's going on inside of ourselves. What makes us unique? What are our needs? And what are we doing to meet those needs? The wellness that we can generate for ourselves is customized to us. And that's really the only way that it will work. So, besides those myths that we really just want to toss out, here are some things that work instead. Consistency. Consistency is so important. Again, it's not about having to do everything at once, it's about showing up regularly for ourselves. So, when we plan our wellness so that we're taking those baby steps that are achievable, it's easier to fit those into our day, which means we're setting ourselves up for success. because we're making it easy. We know that we're going to be able to do these things on a daily basis. Another thing that we can do that will improve our chances of success with our wellness is to simplify and shrink the goal. So instead of going for those lofty goals out there that start to feel overwhelming real fast, think about how can we pull that in and make it one small habit and commit to that. We don't have to have the whole thing planned out. Just get one small piece of what you want to accomplish, something that will lead you to your bigger goal, and do that. And then you can add on from there. And another good thing that we can do is celebrate the small wins. Too many times we don't do that. We're so quick to beat ourselves up. But do we talk kindly to ourselves? Are we gentle with ourselves? And do we celebrate with ourselves when we do get a little win? Or do we start to feel immediately like, well, that was okay, but that was not enough? That's not a celebration. We need to turn our successes into celebrations. Here's a tip of the week for you. We love to give you these tips of the week for our topics that we're discussing. And we'll call it the one thing reset. So this week, what I want you to do, and it will take you 10 minutes or less, is just pick one wellness habit that's felt overwhelming to you lately. Maybe you need to drink more water. Maybe you want to exercise more, so you want to stretch or take a walk. Maybe you have some mental or emotional wellness that you want to work on, and you want to try journaling or meditation or mindfulness practices. Pick one habit, and then I want you to shrink it. So instead of saying, I am going to do this thing every day forever and ever and ever, just say, I'm going to do this once today. That's it. Just once. No pressure. Doesn't have to be perfect. And do it. Do the thing. And then ask yourself, how did that feel? How did I feel before? How did I feel after? Would I do it again tomorrow? I hope the answer is yes to that, because that's how you build something that really lasts, by making it light enough to carry. And this whole topic came to me as an idea with that line, carrying a light load. In Pittsburgh, where I live, I have to drive on a parkway to get to many places. And that parkway has tunnels on it. And I don't know why. It doesn't have to be rain, snow, sleet, hail. People see the tunnels and they hit their brakes, and there is always traffic in that tunnel. And so just getting on that road can cause stress. So one morning, not too long ago, I was on that road, and there was traffic started to slow down even earlier than normal. I'm thinking, what is going on today? And of course, there's some place that I had to be at a certain time. And so the stress starts to build. And as I'm inching up in my lane, and I'm looking for what is causing the commotion, I see that there is this truck that was actually labeled heavy load. And it was this platform truck that had all this construction material on it. And there was a car behind it, like in its entourage, that had the flashing lights going, right? And one in front of it. And so this truck that literally said heavy load. And what did I notice about that? Something carrying a heavy load slows everything down. The truck itself was going slow, but it slowed everything that it was coming into contact with. And because I had time to sit there on the parkway and look at that and think about it, it was interesting to me to think about that and how it translates to our own lives. When we are carrying too heavy of a load, how are we going to move in the way that we want to move? We're not going to be able to, because it's going to make us feel heavy, right? It's going to weigh us down, literally weigh us down. And from a mental standpoint, from an emotional standpoint, that has huge ripple effects. And those effects impact us physically. So carrying too much is a burden. It doesn't allow us to move at the speed and in the positive way that we want to move. And then that has a ripple effect in how we are dealing with others, how we're working with others. So think about that. The next time maybe you're in a road and you see one of those big trucks with that sign. It's a good way for us to remember. How can we make the things in our lives feel lighter so that we don't feel as burdened and we can move the way that we want to move? If this episode helped to take the pressure off of your wellness routine, I hope it did. I hope it gave you some good ideas, some good ways to get started to simplify and let go of things. Share it with somebody who's also tired of feeling like they're never getting ahead, they're never enough, never doing enough. And if you want to help yourself even more with building some sustainable habits for wellness, I'd love for you to come and check out our Take Care Tips Wellness membership. You can visit our website, takecaretips.com, and you'll find out lots more about it right there. In the membership, you get weekly videos and action plans, a monthly self-care calendar, journal prompts, affirmations, a whole supportive community, 2 live Zooms with me, and much, much more. So be sure to check that out at takecaretips.com. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. I want you to just keep in mind that you are doing better than you think. And I hope that you use these tips to take care of yourself this week. You are worth it.